What's good everyone, and welcome back to another video. We are going to be doing a little bit of Continental Night scouting and lineup building for this new special weekly competition, which I'm very excited about, and I'll get into why I'm excited about it straight away, and then we'll get into building some lineups. So firstly, if you are new around here, please drop a like on the video as it'd be greatly appreciated, and subscribe as well. Thank you once again for all the support on the channel recently. Really appreciate everyone commenting, liking and viewing everything I have been putting out, and I do really do appreciate it, guys. So Continental Weekly is going to be the midweek game week. This is the first special weekly we've had in quite a while. Obviously we do have the special weekly being the MLS, but that is very similar to the Premier League in season that we have at the moment, and with future La Liga and Bundesliga coming soon. So obviously Continental Nights is focusing on, there's 4 competitions to enter. We are just going to be entering limited because we are a budget gallery compared to a lot of the other guys out there. The benefit of these special weekly lineups is the ability to win when you do not have the funds like some of these whales do. Some of these people are on this site with £10,000 accounts, and they're small accounts. Some of them have £1 million accounts, which to my mind is crazy that you have that much income to put into a game. But with these weekly competitions, anyone can win them, because when we look at them, you've got certain criteria, which is obviously the leagues that are being played. So it's the main 3 leagues being Champions League, Europa League and Conference League, and then it's Sudamericana, CONCACAF and Libertadores also being played. Now you have 2 players with a maximum of 2 players with L15 or 55, which means you can only have like 2 super players in your team. Then you need someone with a minimum of an L15 average of below 40. So obviously that is either going to be a substitute player or someone that just doesn't play that well. And max 3 players from the same club, so you're not going to see any stacks as well, which really does help people out. It's really important when it comes to scouting and looking in general. Now there is obviously multi-entry, so managers, like I said, can enter up to 3 lineups during the game week, and obviously bonuses are applied. So of course these people with large galleries could have, for example, let's say like a full City stack and a full, not stack, collection, and a full Liverpool collection, and could obviously put the 2 together if they've got good lineups, good matchups, and still walk away with it. But it gives us a bit more of a chance. And the other reason why I am very interested in entering into this competition is because when we look at the rewards themselves, right, of course, first place, we'd all love to come first, but in all likelihood, down to 800th, you get a box. I don't know if anyone's, so we'll call it 7,000 people have entered, yeah, 6,500. So when you're looking at that, right, you're looking at 10%, just over 10%, like a 12% chance of winning a reward with your lineups. That's a tier 5. But then down to 1,500, it goes up to, obviously, like by the time everyone's probably entered their lineups, it'll be closer to maybe 7,500. So you're looking at almost a 20% chance of winning a box. And the benefit is this is an elite box, and this is the first box where there's only 83% chance of a level up, which is still of course very high. Chances are, if I'm lucky enough to finish in the top 1,500, I will just get a level up like the rest of you guys. But when you look at the split, adding on the jersey, of course, to be honest, I would be very happy to win a signed jersey. But let's say we don't win that, you still have a 14% chance of winning a card, whereas compared to the other boxes, you only have a 5% chance of winning a card. So this is why I'm very interested in getting into these lineups and building. Now what I have been doing is doing a bit of scouting. So basically, if you don't already use it, would definitely recommend Sorare data. You can search for cards. So we can go, has a game week coming up this week. I have just gone all-star because the league specific is not quite set to specialist. I was setting forwards, but if we were to set, for example, everyone with a score, and you can set the score, so L15 of, we know we need 1 player with an L15 or below 40, you can filter. There's 62 players here Now, of course, some of them don't have cards, as you can see there. They only have rare cards on sale. Some of them aren't going to fit, like J-League, Premiership, J-League, so you do need to look out. But you could look, for example, at this guy, right? Okay, he hasn't been playing a lot, but he has an L15 of 31. He plays for San Lorenzo. He's 60p. Cool. And you can scout these players out for obviously looking for these type of players that you need within the lineups. And this is something I have been doing. And sadly, I actually missed out. I was looking out for certain players. And obviously, if you watched yesterday's video, you would have seen I invested in the Rosario Central stack. So when we look at, obviously, going back into my club, you can see that I did invest indeed into this stack. I have bought a few more players now, and this is where I actually made a mistake and I went wrong, and I'll get into that in just a second. And I think I actually had an offer on from someone. Yeah, this guy's trying to get my goalkeeper for, to be honest, he's trying to give me a playing goalkeeper who's in La Liga, and is actually worth more than I paid for my keeper, to be honest, and some money. But he clearly wants to play the special weekly, and I want to play the special weekly, and I need a keeper to do so. Now, where was the first mistake? Where did I go wrong? So when building the lineup, obviously we know I went for the Rosario stack, more for the case of having a summer stack to play with, because when you look at their matchup, you can see they don't have a very good chance of actually winning the game, but also because they've got quite a lot of good players to go in. So when we are looking at these lineups, Jorge can go in goal, and then obviously I have the ability to utilise two players with an L15 of over 55, and Paulo Diaz has been absolute killing it. He has smashed it once again. He smashed it last night. They played Rosario, 50 AA with conceding a goal, would have shot another 96 back to back. Now he is at home and has a 67% chance of win and a 52% chance of a clean sheet. So of course he's going to be going in my team. Midfielders, this is where I made a mistake. So we can see obviously when I was scouting for players, we have Abel Hernandez as a forward. We have Ariel Severa, and I was also looking at Maximilian Salas. And when I was looking at these players, the position that this guy's playing in is as a striker. So I was like, right, he's been coming off the bench as a striker. I'll get him. But worst case scenario, we've got Abel Hernandez right there as a striker that I've bought. He's been out for the last 2 games. I assumed he was getting rested. There's nothing here. It's all green ticks here. But when I actually go on to Sports Gambler, go to injuries, all football leagues, Sports Gambler would definitely recommend as well. This is probably the best place to find any injury news on your players. And then we go down to the Rosario. We can see Abel Hernandez, thigh injury, will be back early July. So that gets that. That means he won't be playing. Yes, he's got the L15 that we need, but he won't be playing in the midweek, and that's a shame. So then I was like, well, I'll play with this guy because he's playing at striker. And the issue we've got is that his card, sadly, is a midfield card. So obviously you can't play him at striker. So then I was like, right, that means I need to do some scouting then to get a forwards. I have Maximiliano Rivera, who is also, as you would have seen just there, he is injured. He should be back in a few weeks though, so it's not as bad. And he is actually there starting forward. And it says, like, look, Abel Hernandez has an 80% chance of starting. I looked in the Sorare on the lineups here, where they released a few lineups. Rosario playing here. Severa is going to be playing at striker. Hernandez 20%. Okay, so chances are Hernandez is not playing. And then I was like, right, I need another striker with L15 of below 40 and is a forwards, because chances are forwards aren't going to score as well as defenders or midfielders with regards to AA. So it's a forward that needs a decisive. And then looking through, there's only 13 players, and we've already got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 that aren't going to be in that league. So you got Alex Coelho, who is a sub, may come on, may not. Abel Hernandez, who I've already got, and is injured, so he won't be playing. Maximiliano Salas, who actually I was looking at, and I had a look at, and I was looking at his scores, and I was like, right, he's not been scoring too well, but he does get some AA. He got some AA the other day. He shot 100 a while back, and he was playing for Palensto during that time. Looking at his all-time scores, okay, he can shoot some pretty good scores. Let's get him. He was my first person. They're playing Racing Club, are also playing at home. So I was like, right, good matchup and everything. Was going to buy him this morning. I thought, you know what, let me be sensible. Let me wait a few hours. Let me not invest any more money in this game. I'm going to sell a couple of players. So I sold a couple of players that I just kind of throw in random lineups, like Luca Mazziotelli, you know, these players that I've got, but I don't actually really have a set lineup for them. They're just there because I bought them a while back. And as you can see, literally this morning when I was having a look, he was selling for £1.30, £1.31, £1.65. I was like, cool. Came back on to make this video for you guys. He's selling for £5 with a 2% bonus. I'm not paying £5 for a player I'm going to use once. Yeah, to be brutally honest. And then I was like, right, well, who else we've got here? Okay, we've got Federico Girotti, we've got Franco Soldano, and we've got Mikel Estrada. They're the other three we've got. And then I was having a look. And we had a look. Franco Soldano is playing at home. When we look at his scores, okay, he got a few goals back then. He does alright. He plays okay. Looking at his all-time scores, he scores not very well at all. They are at home though. Card £4.30. Okay, quite expensive. Do I want him? Do I not want him? Mikel Estrada, looking at him as well, playing for Liga de Quito. Scoring wise, not been the best at all recently. Looking at his all-time scores, he's got some scores. He can shoot pretty good scores. Got some game time for Ecuador, playing for Cruz Azul, coming off the bench as a sub. Okay, he can play. He could start. Looking at his price, £8. The next cheapest one is £20. I'm thinking, I'm playing a midweek game here. This is a player that I want to have in my team, and I want to obviously I want to utilise these players, and I will utilise them over the summer. But I also want a player that's going to be potentially beneficial to the squad. So as you can see here, I ended up paying £3.69, so the cheapest player for Federico Girotti. Now, a couple of reasons why I did buy him. When you look at him, he literally played 9 minutes yesterday. So he came off the bench because they were playing him and they rested him. Okay, he scored 2 goals a little while back. He had a period of time where he was out for quite a while with injury. He has a few decisives. These aren't great scores though. Yeah, these aren't great scores as well. He's not playing for a great team. But I need a player with an L15 of below 40, which he fits the bill. The other benefit with me buying him is he is actually a River Plate card. And when we look at my collections, obviously I have got Paulo Diaz from River Plate. And it's like, yes, okay, it's the wrong season of card. But his River Plate card could be very, very beneficial when it comes to the future. Because there's only, if I move my webcam, well, it says there's no new in-season cards, but when we go to, I think, price graph, so there's 203 of his card, but there's no new in-season cards, and there's only the River Plate cards. So if anyone wants him, he's quite in demand, especially at the moment if there is a future special weekly coming up, because there's a few game weeks within the Sudamericana Libertadores still to play, and he's only 24 years old. So I was like, you know what, if he was at River Plate, he was 24, yes, he didn't shoot amazingly well, he didn't get a lot of game time when he was playing for River Plate back in the day. Where are we at? Back here, he made a lot of sub appearances. But if River Plate bought him and were utilising him, they must have seen some potential in him. So hopefully for £3 he can get his form back. But the main preface is obviously make sure you check if players are injured or not, because I would have very easily put Abel Hernandez in. Turns out he's injured. Guess what? I'm missing out on some points. So Girotti's going in. Then we have midfield. So with the midfield and with players in general, I can obviously put anyone that I want in. Yimi Chara is one of those players that I'm looking at the moment, and I don't know if he's going to play or he's going to not play. He did not play. He was not even in the squad in that last game. Now, is that because they rested their team? Yeah, they played a lot of players that don't normally play. So it looks like they are focusing on playing with the, I think they're Sudamericana or Libertadores, and they are at home. Or it's like, do I back the new boys in this lineup and just go for the best team? Looking at the lineup predictions of Rosario, O'Connor's playing, Ortiz is playing, Quintana's playing, Malo's playing, Mallorca's playing. These are all players that I've bought and I've got, as you can see. And it's very tough because, like I said, Yimi Chara is one of those players where if he's starting, you can see predicted 63 score. He can shoot pretty well. He's got okay AA. He is a good midfielder. But if he's not playing, then it's absolute waste. And sadly, there is no where are they? There's no lineups. There's never any lineups for Junior on Play Sharper. And looking at Twitter and stuff, there aren't any experts out there that are going to tell me what's going on. But I'm going to assume because he was out the squad, he is not. If I check, let's check on here quickly. Is it Copa America? No, that's the completely wrong league. He's playing in the Primera. It might not even be on here just because of how it's listed. I don't even think they are on here. We've got Brazil, which he is not in. We've got Mexico. No, it is not on here. So I don't actually know if he's playing or not. They reckon he is. 16 people reckon he is 100% starting in this game. Baca obviously didn't play. If we look at Carlos Baca, obviously very good scorer. He was also out of the squad. I would make the assumption he's going to be playing. I'm going to put him in. And then obviously we have a midfielder, which is, do we play Ortiz, do we play Mallorca, or do we play O'Connor? Who do we play? And you look, O'Connor and Ortiz will be playing defensively. Mallorca will be playing in front of them. When I look at the players, I really like this Thomas O'Connor card, to be honest. Like I was saying to you guys if you watched the previous episode, he scores well. He gets some good, even in defeats, he gets some very, very good AA. So he will be going in to the team. Of course, Paulo Diaz will be captain. I actually get an 80 rated score for that lineup, which I'm actually very, very happy about. Now we've got All-Star Limited, and I actually do have some players playing. We've got the Watford stack. Watford playing Ipswich. Ipswich are at home. Ipswich are in great form at the moment. Watford are doing alright. They're unbeaten in 4 games. We'll put the Watford boys together, as always, because you know what? You never know. And also we will have a rewards video with the Watford stack coming tomorrow. And then it's like, right, do I play Sorare, who is going to most likely start for Watford? He had 2 awful games, and then he had Preston, he shot 44 AA. Or do we go against the Watford stack? Do we put Isaac Hayden in, who is playing against Plymouth? Hasn't been playing too well, but can get decent AA. I think we're just going to go with backing the boys, full Watford setup. It'll be interesting if Connor Roberts plays as well, to be honest, because obviously he came off the bench a few times, a couple of good decisives. Played for Wales, got injured, then was out of the team, and then came on at half-time against Coventry. They actually lost the game. You know what would be sensible? If I just went into Play Sharper and had a look at what people were saying. So Watford against Ipswich. As expected, Emmanuel Dennis 70%. Kayame is only at 55%, interestingly. Porteous, Hoyt, Sorare is only at 50% as well. Interesting that Kayame is only at 55%. They say he could drop out because of poor performances, but to be honest, Kayame has been playing pretty well recently. Like, he's not unreal, but when we look at him and how he's been playing, he's been doing what he needs to do. Got a couple decisive actions, some decent air. Yes, he didn't play that good against Preston North End. We also have QPR against Plymouth. Hayden 60%, and then I need to look for Leeds. And it looks like Gray's going to start. Yeah, doesn't look like. Roberts withdrawn from training. He felt something pull in the game. There we go. So we're definitely not going to put Connor Roberts in. So it's like, right. We can go Sorare, we can go Hayden. Both are a risk. Of course, I could put the other guys in. But we'll just back the full Watford lineup, you know. We'll back the boys. You never know what's going to happen. And I think I can actually put in another Continental Knights lineup, potentially. But probably not actually, because it's... You can't put a stack in, can you? Yeah, 3 players, max 3 players from the same team. So that won't be happening. And it's potentially right. Do I put these players actually in All-Star? And do I go, right, I know these 3 are definitely going to play. Do I play Ortiz? Do I play Mallorca? Do I keep Hayden in? Potentially swap Sorare for Mallow, because actually Mallow has been scoring pretty well. Came on as a sub, but does score pretty well. Likewise with Carlos, shot 100 the other day, but can put some pretty good scores up. Or do I just stick with Watford have a very tough game? So do Rosario. So I am actually going to mix and match. I think we will chuck in Mallow in there, and we will chuck in Kevin Ortiz. Came off the bench for a few minutes, or Victor Mallorca. Plays a bit more attacking wise. C rating, what's the chance here? We're going to go with Kevin Ortiz. That's what we're going to do. We're going to do that. We're going to save that. That's going to be my lineups. So, All-Star is a shot in the dark, but All-Star was a shot in the dark this week. And guess what? I did win a reward, and I will be bringing you that reward video tomorrow. Continental Knights is priority. Hopefully we can get into that top 800 to win a reward. Fingers crossed. Best of luck to all you guys participating in Continental Knights. And if you have a midweek lineup going in, best of luck. Hope this helps if you are scouting for some players. And look forward to tomorrow's video, which will be another rewards video. Winning loads of rewards recently, which I am very, very happy about, and hopefully we will continue to win rewards and continue to increase the level of rewards that we do win. But once again, thank you very much for watching. If you are new around here, drop a like, comment down below and subscribe. It'll be greatly appreciated, and I'll see you guys in the next video.